You're watching the Hampton Classic Horse Show on WVVH-TV, Hampton's television.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for your patience as we had an awful lot of lead line rides out there this morning. But it is a pleasure to welcome everybody to the Atlantic opening day of the 40th annual Hampton Classic Horse Show. First of all, we'd like to thank Douglas Elliman for hosting us in this beautiful chalet. Every year they seem to decorate it even more beautiful than the year before, more beautifully than the year before. I write stuff too, I gotta be careful. We also want to thank Robbins Wolf for that great lunch. Hopefully you've all had enough to eat, but there's still more if you'd like. And Champagne Louis Roederer, and hopefully you've not had too much. Leave a little for me. I can't drink until after the day is over, so leave just a little bit for me if you would. I will go over in just a few moments what we've set up to host all the press here this week, what we've got available for you to help you do your jobs. But before that, I would like to introduce the president of the Hampton Classic, Dennis Susskind.
40 years seems like a long time unless you've been here for most of them, which I have been. I'd like to welcome Congressman King. I looked at the entries in the lead line, and it was either you were riding or your grandchild, but I'm not sure which it was. Hopefully your grandchild. Listen, we're really happy you're here. The coverage that we get on the Hampton Classic is important to us. We like people to know what it's about. It's not exactly a small family show on one hand, but on the other hand, it is a small family show. We try to take really good care of our patrons and our riders and our horses. We appreciate the coverage you give, and if you have any problems, Marty will take care of it. And just want to thank you for coming, and we appreciate the coverage, as I said. And that actually hurts a lot. I gave up riding when I was going over the fence more often than the horse. That person's fine. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis. By the way, this competition is something special. Usually our Grand Prix ring is reserved for our jumpers, and today only we feature the hunters in the Grand Prix ring. It's a very rare opportunity for hunters to get into a ring like this. This is the $50,000 iHeartRadio International Hunter Derby presented by Gurkha, and it's the only day here that we have hunters in the Grand Prix ring. And I can tell you, over the course of the year, horse shows all around the country, every now and then the hunters get in the Grand Prix ring, but it's never a ring like what we have here at the Hampton Classic, a big field like this, grass field, surrounded by tents and chalets and grandstands. So the fact that it's a little unusual for the horses, some of them will maybe spook a little bit. They'll go, wow, it's like maybe if I got to go play at Yankee Stadium, I'd walk in there, I'd be looking all around, and 3 pitches would be thrown by me for strikes before I even realized I was there. I wasn't planning to say any of that, but so one sure way to stop me from talking too much is to hand the mic over to someone else. And we truly do work on the Hampton Classic 52 weeks a year. An event like this does not just happen. And while it is a very large team that works to put it all together and make it the best equestrian event in the country, we have a leader, a captain of the team, who is outstanding at her position. It's her 10th year in this role, although she has more years here at the Hampton Classic, the executive director, Shanette Cohen.
Thank you, Marty, and thank you to all of you for being here today and for continuing to attend the Hampton Classic all week long. We love having you here. I love getting little clips, and if you want to let our press office know when you have stuff out, we're happy to share it on Facebook. I actually do the Facebook stuff myself, and we have Nellie who does all our Twitter stuff, and we have someone else who does the Instagram, so we're happy to share your articles and talk about them. But we really appreciate that you cover us, because you help get the word out that people should come here and see the Hampton Classic in person. We think there's really something for everyone here, and we love that people get the bug, even if they've never sat on a horse before, that after coming to the Hampton Classic, they know who the top Grand Prix riders are when the Olympics rolls around and they're up at 5 a.m. to watch riding on the other part of the world. So that's always exciting for us. We know we're going to have have wonderful competition all week. We have the hunters today, as Marty mentioned, is one of my favorite classes. And then, of course, we have fantastic show jumping, big jumps, going fast, top competition, world-class riders. So we hope you enjoy it. We hope you enjoy this wonderful meal from Robin's World Event Tours and this beautiful space from Douglas Elliman Real Estate, and also the champagne and the wine, Champagne Louis Roederer and Wolfer Estate Vineyards wines. So again, enjoy yourselves, and if you need anything, start with Marty, but of course, if you have questions for me, you know, I'm happy to talk to you and see if I can help you out. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette.
You're watching the Hampton Classic Horse Show on WVVH-TV, Hampton's television.